you so much. My name is Tamar. I'm the campaign manager. I really can't top that. My father recently passed away, and so I wanted to do a siyum. So I'm just going to read because I'm having a hard time. So I would like to share some reflection on Mishnah Mikvah, which I chose to learn. And I wanted to thank so many members of the community. There were about over 15 that came together to learn from my father. They never met him. My father was 65 years old and was healthy and well, and went to work, went to the gym, and had a cardiac arrest. And very difficult. So very different personalities, but very hard. The Mishnah describes what makes Mikvah tahor and goes into a lot of different intricacies. So while this was all really extraordinary, I didn't feel that it really spoke to me. And what happened was on Pesach, right before Yizkor, I was sitting and reading the bereavement section in Art Scroll, and I learned that the Mishnah of Mikvah is listed there. And I thought to myself, why is Mikvah following me everywhere? Everywhere I go, there's something about Mikvah. And there's always challenges, and there's always things that we just simply don't understand. And on the Friday night of my father's shloshim, which was about a week and a half ago, I was at home alone, and I learned that chapter 7's verses all started with each letter of neshama. So we learn Mishnayot because the words can be interchangeable to neshama, but so can the verses that we learn in Mishnah Mikvah. And so suddenly it really all made sense, and it didn't matter what questions we have or why we don't believe what we believe at certain times. What really is with Mikvah is that it holds a very special place for the body and the soul. And so we are very blessed today with a vision, which is now concrete reality, and to commemorate our loved ones through Mikvah Mei Ezra, which to me, helping waters, I can't think of a more better place to go to when I have those struggles of belief for myself, and to continue emulating lives of chesed and Torah. So as you can see today, the building process has started, and we're breaking ground, which is very exciting. And I hope that you will take a moment to look at the cards in front of you and to pledge your support today so that we can continue on this really important course. And so baskets will be passed around momentarily, and then we will I'm calling upon Rabbi Chesses right now, who will be a little bit more composed than I am. And we'll continue with the Hadran, and my father-in-law, Dr. Alan Vogel, will say Kaddish in honor of my father. Thank you.
It's so good to be together on this beautiful morning. We're together as a community to support each other, to be with each other, to celebrate this tremendous milestone for our community, and to do it in a deeply meaningful way by dedicating this effort to our dear Ezra. Zecher Tzadik V'Kadosh Livracha. My task is to conclude this ceremony by making a siyum, by concluding the 6 Sidarim of Mishnah that were studied by our community in honor, in memory of Tamar's father, Jacob Grun. And it's a befitting way for us to come together to do so in learning. And so I'll read the final Mishnah from Masechet Uktzin, which is the last tractate in Taharot. It reads as follows. Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Chalafta, Lo matzah HaKadosh Baruch Hu kli machzik bracha liYisrael ela hashalom. He said that there's no container that can hold the blessings that are bestowed to the Jewish people other than peace. Without peace, nothing else really matters. We can have health, we can have parnasa, we can have income, but if we can't be with each other and put each other first and celebrate our relationships, then everything else sort of leaks out of the container. So the strongest container that we have for community and for peoplehood is shalom, is peace. And the proof for this notion is from the pasuk, Hashem oz li'amo yitein, Hashem yivarech et amo v'shalom. That Hashem gives strength, He gives might and power to the Jewish people, but He does so through peace, because that might and that fortitude wouldn't matter much if there wasn't peace. And sometimes we think about shalom, we think about peace in its English connotation, which I think is something more passive, something that is the absence of quarreling, of friction, of civil disturbance or hostilities. But the Torah notion of peace is much deeper. Shalom comes from the Shoresh Shin Lamed Mem, which is about shlemut, it's about wholeness, about completion. And in a social context, shalom is about being whole with each other, about being there for each other, about putting relationships first, making sure that we're good with each other, and that is what matters most. And this is the way that Chazal decided to conclude the Shisha Sidrei Mishnah, because the books of the Mishnah and the Talmud are full of disputes, they're full of arguments. But those disputes are for the sake of something greater than ourselves, but for the sake of shalom, of that wholeness that we aspire towards, that well-being and that peace. So on that note, we conclude the learning of the Shisha Sidrei Mishnah. I'm going to read the Hadran and then ask everyone to rise after I finish these paragraphs, and invite Dr. Vogel forward to say the Kaddish. Hadran alach Seder Taharot B'Shita Sidrei Mishnah V'Hadrach Alan. Datach alach Seder Taharot B'Shita Sidrei Mishnah. Datach Alan Lo nitnashei minach Seder Taharot B'Shita Sidrei Mishnah. Lo titnashei minan la ba'alma hadin v'lo ba'alma da'atei. Harev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'pin v'fifiot amcha beit Yisrael. והנה כולנו אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה. והווי תחכמני ממצוותיך, כי עולם היא לי. יהי לי תמים בחוקך למען לא אבוש, לעולם לא אשכח פקודיך, כי בם חייתני ברוך אתה אדוני למדני חוקך, אמן 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 סלע ועד. מעודני לפניך אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותי, ששמת חלקי מיושבי בית המדרש ולא שמת חלקי מיושבי קרנות. שאני משכימים והם משכימים. אני משכים לדברי בתורה והם משכים לדברי בטלים. אני עמל והם עמלים, אני עמל ומקלם שכר והם עמלים ואיני מקלם שכר. אני רץ והם רצים, אני רץ ללחיים על הבא והם רצים לבר שחת. שנאמר ואתה אלוהים תורידם לבר שחת, אנשי אדוני ממרח לא יחצו עמהם ואני אפתח בך. יהי רצון לפניך, אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותי. כשם שעזרתני לסיים סדר טהרת בשיטה סדרי משנה, כן תעזרני להתחיל סדר מאחרים, ולסיים ללמוד וללמד מתוך הרחבה, לשמור ולעשות ולקיים את כל דברי תלמוד תורתך באהבה. וזכות כל התנאים ותלמידי חכמים הנזכרים בסדר טהרת ושיטה סדרי משנה, ובכל הספרים שלמדתי יעמוד לי ולזרע זרי. שלא תמוש התורה והקדושה מפי זרי וזרע זרי מעתה ועד עולם. ויקוים בי מקרא שכתוב, בהתהלכך תנחה אותך, בשכבך תשמור עליך, והקיצותה היא תשיחך, כי בי ירבו ימיך ויוסיפו לך שנות חיים, ואורך ימינה בשמאלה, עושר וכבוד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. Please rise.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבי, וילמדהו עתיד להתקדתה, ולהחיה מתיה, ולעסקה לחיי עולמה, ולמבנה קרתא דירושלים, ולשכלל החלי בגבה, ולמקר פולחנה נוכרה מערה, ולהטבה פולחנה דשמיא לטרי, וימלך קודשה ברכו במלכותי ויקרא, וחיי קונו ומכונו וחיי דכל בית ישראל, והגלה וזמן קרב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבם ברח לעולם ולעולם היה. יהי שמי רבם ברח לעולם ולעולמי עולם היה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה ואמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. על ישראל ועל רבנן ועל תלמידי הון ועל כל תלמידי הון ועל כל מאן דעוסקים באורייתא דיבת רע הדין ודיבת כל אתר ואתר יהי להון ולכל שלום רבה קינה וכסתה ורחמים וחיים אריכין ומזוני רביקי ופורקנה מן קודם אבון דשביה והרב יאמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה מן שמיה וחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום ורומה ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן.
Thank you everyone so much for joining this morning. This concludes our ceremony. We're going to now have the digging, which is going to take place to my left. Everyone's encouraged to go over and take a look at the site. It's amazing to see that stuff is actually happening. I was asked to request that we have two photo ops. The first one is going to take place in front of the digging to my left. And I'll invite Rabbi Beer, Rabbi Miller, Rabbi Waslow, Rabbi Wolosoff, Representative Lukavka, and Senator Timilty to take a shovel, and the Schwartzes are invited as well to join for that photo. And then the board of Chadrat Nashim, Sina Reisman, Emuna Homa, Tamar Vogel, Penina Kafka, Shalomit Taubi, Sky Bateman, Stephanie Kaplan, Gabby Zisblad, and Shir Picard will also have a chance to have take a shovel and to get a photo. Wish everyone a Yom Tov. Thank you for being here. It means so much that each and every one of you came to celebrate this milestone. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the weather.